And we are live. This is UFC on Fox 26, Lawler versus Dos Anjos, Bro Picks. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? We're back. This is Justin. Yeah, man. So before we start off with the card on Saturday, which is a really good card on free TV, we'll talk about last card. T City, man. I mean, the dude is a warrior, man. I mean, the best ground game in the division. Good chin, good cardio. His striking's come a long way too, man. I honestly think he's a threat at 145. What about you?
Yeah, man, he's doing great, and he's improving every fight. It seems like he's actually starting to, start quicker. He was kind of a slow starter, losing the first couple rounds, but I mean, he almost finished it in the first round. Cub got saved by the bell, and then he finished it in the second. He saw Cub's weakness. He's just so big for 145, man. The way he just grabs people, and he pushes their fucking heads down and then snap and grabs that choke in. He just fucking does what he wants to them, man. It's ridiculous. The way he readjusted. I to be honest, I thought Cub was gonna get out, dude. I was like, what the fuck is he doing going for a guillotine, jumping guillotine right now? And then all of a sudden he readjusts and you see Cub panic tap. Wow, that shit was in deep if he panic tapped like that. Dude, he was gonna go to sleep.
The way he set that up, dude, was beautiful, man. I mean, dude, I love T City, man. The dude is a gamer, bro, and I mean,
he set that up the same way he set up. Sorry, he set up the same way he set up the previous choke in the first round. It
was like a dart.
The same thing. Yeah, but he did the same setup. He kind of just clinched them and stuffed his head down.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
He doesn't need wrestling. People think, oh, he's not gonna beat Cub because he doesn't have the wrestling. He doesn't need wrestling, man. I mean, he's gonna get it to the ground. He's gonna get it there, no matter what. That's just his style.
He doesn't even need to do that. He can sub you from. He can get the sub standing.
His striking's good too, man. I mean, honestly, man, his striking's not bad. I think it's pretty decent. Actually, I think it's pretty good, to be honest. It's come a long way.
It's getting better. It's getting better every time.
Just ask Moicano. I mean, dude, he was messing Moicano up, man, that fight. I know it was, 1-1 go in the third.
Moicano might have been getting him in the got him in the points, but you can tell T City was landing the more devastating shots. He
was throwing bombs. Yeah. But yeah, man, so we both cashed on T City. I cashed a big 6.9 unit play, 4 units straight at minus 115. I missed out on plus money. I got 2 impatient, and then 2 units in the distance. So I mean, dude, T City handled business, man, and I believe you bet on him too, right?
Yeah, 3 units at plus 100.
Nice, man. So we both bet T City. And anything else you want to talk about before we get into the next card?
Just want to quickly say that Marlon Moraes is really looking good right now, 135. Starting to find his home in the UFC, I think. And man, that knockout was impressive.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I picked Aljo, man. I didn't bet it, obviously, but yeah, dude, that was crazy, man. I feel bad for Aljo, man, or for Aljo. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna come back from that.
I regret not betting him because I picked Marlon to win that fight, and I was pretty confident he was going to do it. I just wasn't. I don't know why I didn't bet it. But on to the next card, man. I'm ready.
Let's do it, man. First fight of the night, we got in the welterweight division, Ricky-Taleb versus Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts, and this is a good fight, man. I think it's one of the best fights of the card in my opinion, and it's a good scrap at 170. We got Taleb, who's, in my opinion, the more technical guy. Good kicks, good striking, good chin. I mean, he put on a pretty good fight with Ponzi. I mean, he won the first round. He lost the second round. He got dropped. Right before he got dropped, he got eye poked, man. And Ponzi's kind of a dirty fighter, man. I mean, we'll talk about that later. But, I mean, dude, he eye poked him bad, man. I mean, obviously, he got dropped after that. I don't think it's because he got eye poked. I mean, he got hit pretty hard. But he's a tough dude. And the third round was really close, in my opinion, too, man. I believe that Taleb, lost the fight. I do think that Ponzi won. Ponzi was landing that jab, all day in that fight. But, I mean, the last, 2 minutes of that fight, dude, I do think that, Taleb was turning things around. He was, he was landing, dude, on Ponzi. So I think it was a very close fight, 29-28, which it was. And I don't think you can count him out here, man. I mean, I think, like I said, he's a more technical guy. I do think that, Hot Chocolate has pretty good boxing, good movement. He trains with Henry Hoof. He's no slouch, but I do think his chin's kind of an issue, man. I mean, Dominic Steele was hurting him on the feet, and then Mike Perry, in my opinion, changed his life, bro. I mean, he dropped him 3 times in that fight, and those knees, or that knee in the 3rd round that he knocked him out with, and then the punches on the ground, dude. I mean, dude, Mike Perry, in my opinion, dude, changed his life. So I know he got a win against Bobby Nash's last fight, but that's Bobby Nash, bro. Bobby Nash is terrible, bro. I mean, Bobby Nash might be the worst fighter in the division, and he just retired. And obviously, we'll see what happens with Bobby Nash, but that's another debate. But yeah, man, I think Taleb hits hard, man. I mean, obviously, he knocked out Eric Silva, but I mean, Eric Silva doesn't have the best chin, but he's been in there with the good guys. He beat the Leech. I know he lost to Warrior Alves, but I mean, that was kind of a fluke submission. But yeah, man, my pick here is Taleb. I do think he's more technical, and I do believe that Hot Chocolate has some pretty good boxing, but I just think that he's gonna get caught, and I can see Taleb winning a decision or getting a KO here. And by the way, before you get into your debate on your pick, me and Dan from Half the Battle have a $25 bet, a side-friendly bet on. I believe that Taleb's going to drop him, and he has 3 rounds to do it. If he doesn't drop him, then I owe him $25. He can drop him with anything, Obviously not a headbutt, just has to be a kick, a punch, elbow, or anything. But yeah, I think it's going to happen, man. I do think he's going to drop him and get a finish. So I got Taleb by a finish, and I might bet him. We'll see how the line is right now. It's minus 150. I got 3 other plays, but I'm thinking about betting him if it gets better. So what about you?
Right there with you, man. I completely agree with you. I think Taleb is probably the better striker in here, and he fucked up Eric Silva, and I thought he gave Ponzi a really good fight, man. I know he lost right there, but he looked good, dude. He won the 1st round, lost the 2nd, and had a close 3rd round. He did lose a fight, but I think he did make it a fight. He has 2 losses in the UFC. Other than that, he's looking pretty good. And now we got to talk about Danny Hot Chocolate. Like you said, he's fought Mike Perry, man, and Mike Perry is one of the hardest hitting strikers in that division right now. I would think. He got knocked out by him in a fucking war. It was a pretty good fight. Like you said, he got knocked down and then finally went out with the knee. Has a win over Bobby Nash. He has 3 wins, in the UFC, which is legit. But I don't know. I just think Taleb is a better striker here, and I think it's gonna be a striking match. And I'm going to go with Taleb as well. And if the line gets better, I'm probably going to do a straight bet.
Yeah, 3 wins against trash cans. I mean, Nate Coy, Dominic Steele, and Bobby Nash. I mean, all 3 of those dudes are the biggest jobbers in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, look who Taleb's beat,
Yeah.
Lee, the Leech,
Leech is legit. Look at him. Yeah.
I mean, the guy he fought last too. Like, I don't think he's. I mean, he's a good prospect, but I mean, I think that dude has potential for sure. He kind of has like that Wonder Boy kind of movement in striking. I'm not saying he's legit or anything, but I think he could beat guys like Mickey Gall and some other people. And that's on short notice too. I mean, he's supposed to fight Emil Meek, and he fought that guy in like 2 days' notice or 3 days' notice. But all right, man, call the next fight.
All right, next fight, we got Jordan Meen, who's 29-12, 19-8. It's so hard to call this fight, man. I think both of these guys are pretty bad. Eric Silva hasn't looked the same since USADA. He's honestly a different person. I think he got kind of lucky versus Juan Chagas. He got knocked out for Northern Talent for talking shit. He's kind of doing cheap shots against him, and then he got knocked the fuck out. Kind of happy. He got knocked out against Yancey too. I mean, this guy has no chin. And to be honest, I think he's kind of a dirty player. I'm probably gonna have to go with Meen to get the win, and I just think Silva's someone else now, completely different after USADA. But I mean, Oh, it kind of sucks as well too. Now that I think about it, fuck, I might have to change my pick again to Silva, man. But I'm not confident at all. I've been going back and forth on this fight all the time. I look at him on paper, but this fight is completely winnable for Jordan Meen, to be honest. But he can get caught in sub as well. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna stick with Meen and get the KO because fuck Silva, dude. He's a piece. He's a cheater, fucking weasel with no chin, and all he has is sub.
Yeah, man, I'm picking Silva here, man. I'm not betting him. Obviously, this is a big pass. I mean, this is a loser leaves town fight. Loser is definitely gonna get cut. Winner might get cut. Who knows? But yeah, I got Silva. I think both these guys are on their way out. They both have bad shins. I do believe that Silva has the worst shin, but I mean, Meen's a quitter, bro. I mean, he quits when he faces adversity. Silva, the dude, gets knocked out against everybody. I mean, Yancey, Taleb. I mean, Taleb, that was a pretty dirty move against that Taleb fight. And then who else has been knocked out? Matt Brown. I'm pretty sure someone else too, but I do believe though that Eric Silva in that first round is going to be dangerous for Jordan Meen though, because he's a fast starter, man, and obviously he has the ground advantage too. Jordan Meen, I think he has decent striking, but you saw in his last fight against Paul, I mean, he just looked like a shell of himself, bro. Like he looked terrible in that fight. And I know Eric Silva didn't look good against Yancey either, but I mean, before that he beat Chagas, man. I mean, I bet him there too, and dude, that was pretty impressive. I mean, he faced adversity in that fight. He got dropped, and he went out there and tapped him out in the third round. And the way he tapped him out with that choke was brilliant, dude. So I do believe that Silva's going to get to this mat and get a tap. I'm not going to be betting him here. I mean, DraftKings, maybe. But, yeah, I can't bet him here, even though he's plus money. But I'm going to pass. But I got Eric Silva, and, yeah, man, we'll be looking to fade him next fight. So next fight, we got Italy, Alessio de Chirico, I know I butchered that last name, versus Owale Bamgbose. I've been pretty back and forth in this fight. Initially when this fight got announced, I picked Bamgbose, but then when I rewatched the tape, I'm gonna have to go with Italy, dude. I mean, I was kind of bitter at first because I bet Italy against Spicely, and damn, I mean, Spicely, got a first minute or I'm pretty sure he tapped him out in like 9 seconds. And but the thing is, I do think Italy, he's improved. I mean, he has pretty decent striking. Bambose's, doesn't have the best cardio. The guy gasses out, Italy has to watch out for that first round though. But after Bamgbose, gasses out, I do think he can come on strong. And obviously, I don't think this fight's gonna hit the mat. I think it's gonna stay on the feet. But I do think that Italy, can pick them apart and maybe win a decision or get a finish late. But he's not plus money, and I don't feel like betting him at the price. And Bamgbose could get a finish in the first round. I mean, he is explosive. I mean, the dude took down Borichinga, and Bor was way bigger than him too. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I got Italy here, but I'm not confident at all. What about you?
Yeah, I've been confident. I've been going back and forth. These guys both suck, in my opinion. So there's no way I'm gonna bet on these guys. And like you said, to what you said about Bamgbose taking down Borichinga, it's not like he did anything about it. He got right back up. I'm still gonna have to agree with you on the pick though, and go with Alessio de Chirico. Also, I want to say, like, the thing about Bamgbose, I don't think it's a fucking cardio problem. I think the problem is that the way he fights is like he fights like 200% all the fucking time. Like it looks like he's flexing his muscles all the fucking time. Like he's too stiff out there. Like, you know what I mean? If he changes his fighting style a little bit, it'd be pretty good because he's so fucking athletic and explosive. He just needs to time his explosiveness a little better, do better as a fighter. But I don't know. I can't bet. Who knows? It hasn't shown any fucking improvement since. This full fucking fights like I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say though, dude. He's not. It doesn't seem like he's relaxed in there, and that's why that's why he gasses. Like there's no way. So I do think Chirico can get the feet if he fucking weathers a storm in the first round because Bamgbose is probably going to come guns blazing. Chirico needs to work on his defense for the first round, maybe even pick his spots, work on some counters, and he can win the fight. Sucks too, man. He went to a fucking split decision with McLaren or whatever the fuck his name is, and he got triangle choke by your boy Spicely. Yeah, so you can't trust this guy at all. Bamgbose can easily finish him in the first round. Like as sad as it says, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a fucking huge pass for me on the betting perspective. But I'm gonna have to pick D Chirico to get the win. He just got to weather the storm.
All right, man.
I'm ready to go.
Call the
next fight. We got John Makdessi, 14-6 versus Abel Trujillo. Abel Trujillo, I think he's just coming off a knockout loss. James Vick, if you ask me, hasn't really looked the same since he's went vegan. But other than that, he does have some wins in the UFC. He's a pretty strong guy. He's very explosive. He's got good wrestling. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's as strong as he used to be before. Now that he's vegan, but who knows. John Makdessi is coming off a loss and Landon Venata. Was that the spinning fucking back kick to the jaw, like vicious knockout? Took some time off. Lost against Yancey. Lost against Donald. I don't know. I think he's on his way out. If you ask me, I think he's has one foot out the door. I had to go with Abel Trujillo, just because I think he still has a little bit more in him, but it's a huge pass from betting as well. What about you?
Yeah, I got Abel too, man. I think he's a better fighter. Makdessi's on his way out. Lando easily changed his life, but I mean, I think he got his life changed before the Lando fight. I mean, I'm pretty sure Cowboy changed his life with that broken jaw. And then Mehdi Baghdad was winning that fight and then went for like a flying triangle or whatever. That was pretty stupid. I mean, it was a flying triangle or flying armbar or something dumb. But yeah, that guy's a jobber. But anyways, yeah, dude, I know Makdessi, trains, I think, at Rubisport now, but it doesn't matter, bro. I mean, Abel's going to win this fight, but I'm just not that confident in Abel. I mean, he's a vegan now. The dude gasses. I know he's only lost to tough competition, but I mean, dude, that fight with what's his name? Not James Vick, but he fought someone before that, Rinaldi. That fight was a sweat, bro. I mean, I had him on DraftKings, and dude, that third round was pretty close. But yeah, obviously Makdessi doesn't have the grappling that Rinaldi does. But yeah, I'll go with Abel here. I do think he's gonna get the job done. I have him on DraftKings, but yeah, I'm not betting it. I think it opened at -180. I'll be passing, but yeah, I got Abel here. But it wouldn't surprise me if Makdessi won like a split or something. So next fight, we got Tim Elliott versus Petro Manga. Yeah, man, in my opinion, dude, Tim Elliott is a fade. I mean, I know he was fighting Scoggins, and I know Scoggins is, an idiot for the choke, but I thought Scoggins would have lit him up until he, got guillotined. But yeah, man, I think Tim Elliott, in my opinion, is overrated. I know he's fighting a guy that, is making his debut, hasn't fought in a long time. I kind of want to take the shot on him, but I just don't know much about him. He hasn't fought in a while. He could easily, hold him down for 3 rounds. But Tim Elliott is a tough dude. He's a scrambler, good on the ground, and awkward movement, too. I mean, this isn't Ben Nguyen. I mean, Ben Nguyen, in my opinion, is, a future top 5 dude, So I'm going to have to go with Tim Elliott, man. I mean, I don't want to pick him here because I can definitely see him losing this fight. But I just don't trust a guy, making his debut, hasn't fought in a while. And I believe that Tim Elliott's a more well-rounded fighter, too. So I got Tim Elliott, but I'll be fading him next fight if he fights someone pretty decent. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Tim Elliott as well. I don't really know much about the Pietro Manga fight. Manga guy, I just looked him up right now. I guess he has a fight on Bellator. Making his debut, UFC, against a pretty tough guy. I think they're kind of throwing him to the wolves, just to. Even though Tim Elliott is a fade, he is still he's still pretty good. like you said, tough scrambler, get a submission. But yeah, after Ben 10 just kind of exposed him. He was going over some weird stuff. I think Ben 10 hurt him pretty badly on the feet and made him look worse than what he is. So I'm probably gonna have to go with Tim Elliott and get the win. But who knows? Anything can happen. Next fight, we got Chad Laprise against Bofando, who's making his debut. He's 5-2. I think he's pretty green in my opinion. Not sure if he's quite ready for the UFC. We'll find out on Saturday. Don't really know much about him either, though, so I'm definitely going to stay away. I just know that Chad Laprise has got some UFC experience. I mean, he has a loss to Ross Pearson, but I mean, he does have some wins. He's got a win over Brian Barberena. So who knows? He's got UFC experience. He's got more fighting experience in general. I mean, 13-2. He's got over twice as many fights as him. He's got like twice as many. So he's got about like twice as many wins as he has fights. So I'm gonna have to go with Chad Laprise. But yeah, I don't know much about this Bofanda guy. What about you?
Yeah, this is a tricky fight. Chad Laprise, is a former lightweight. He hasn't really fought at welterweight that much. I think he fought at welterweight on Tough Nations, but his last fight against Diet Kamosi, as that welterweight, and I believe he won the first round. The second one he might have lost. I mean, it was kind of a close fight, and then he got a TKO. But I mean, that's Diet Kamosi. I mean, Diet Kamosi sucks. Then at lightweight he got knocked out against Trinaldo. In my opinion, he beat Ross Pearson. It was a very close fight, but I think he got robbed. And he did beat Barberena, but that was that was a long time ago. Lightweight, Barberena shouldn't have been in that weight class, and I think Barberena won the last round. Definitely took it to him, and definitely hurt him in that round. But anyways, yeah, man, I do think that Laprise is more well-rounded in this fight for sure. But I do think that Bofando is more technical. I think he's a faster guy. Obviously, that KO slam against Charlie Ward was pretty impressive. The dude's strong, bro, and I know he's 37 years old, so who knows what to expect. But I mean, if he wins this fight, he's going to be the real deal. So I think he's going to get another knockout here, man. I mean, Laprise, I don't know, man. Just I think he's a little too small for 170, in my opinion, dude. And Bofando's pretty big, so I think he's going to be too athletic and fast for him. So I see another highlight knockout for Bofando here. But I'm not going to be betting on this fight. I'll be passing. So at next fight, we got Julian Marquez versus Darren Stewart. I was looking in this fight, when Marquez is fighting Miranda, because I believe that Miranda's on his way out. And, Marquez, is no slouch, bro. I mean, the guy's making his debut. I think he's a good striker. He trains with my boy, Khalil Roundtree, at Syndicate MMA. And the dude, has power, bro. I mean, he's big for the division. I mean, you saw what he did in his debut on the Contender Show. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was a huge dog. He knocked out Phil Hawes, who's like a big product from Jackson's, and with like a pretty vicious knee. Or no, it was a kick. I think it was a kick in the clinch. And he's also beaten Captain Crunch Cameron Olson, who trains at Rufus Sport. He's, pretty good prospect, trains with GM3 and all those guys. But yeah, I just think Marquez is going to be too much for Darren Stewart here in the feet. Darren Stewart just lost like 2 or 3 weeks ago against Carl Roberson, and I just don't think he's UFC material. So I think Marquez is going to be too explosive and get a first shot knockout here. I think Darren the Dentist Stewart is an English jobber. So yeah, I got Marquez all day. What about you?
Shit, hold on. Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to go with Marquez as well, but I don't know much about the fight.
All right, man, call the last one. That was a good debate, bro.
Oof. I didn't have much time to check out that fucking fight, to be honest. I don't really give a fuck about it. Who the fuck are they anyway? But I'm gonna have to go with who are you going with?
Marquez.
Stewart Marquez? All right. Me too. Trust you, bro.
I'm gonna laugh if he gets knocked out stiff in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not placing a bet on it. I don't really care.
Me
All
neither,
right,
man.
next fight I do care about. I think it's gonna be a fucking pretty good one. We'll see what happens. It's 10-2 versus John Blachowicz, 20-7. John, he's coming off of a pretty impressive win over fucking what's his name, Devin Clark, whoever the fuck he is. Standing choked him. That just shows how much of a fucking scrub Devin Clark is. Didn't know what to fucking do. Got choked like a bitch in the alley. You know what I mean? From just someone creeping up from behind you. And then Jared Cannonier, who he just fought. I just know he got fucked up by Glover, but he just coming off of an impressive win, isn't he?
Yeah, against Nick Rotrick.
Yeah. He's got some power in his. He's got some power in his hands, man. He hits hard. The only thing I think that both of these guys is that they have no takedown defense. Jared Cannonier was getting taken down at will by Glover, and I don't know. He showed pretty bad. I don't know. He got Jared Glover was able to do whatever he wanted to him. Jared Cannonier, though, he does have some power. When the few moments that the fight was standing, he was actually able to hurt Glover. So that kind of shows some shit. Jan, though, when he was fighting Gus, he wasn't doing shit. He was getting taken down at will, and I think their grappling can be a wash, if not maybe leaning towards Cannonier, just because he's a bigger guy. But I'm gonna have to go with Cannonier with the win. He's just more powerful. He could probably outstrike him, maybe even out grapple him too. But it's a pass for me on the betting perspective. I'm gonna go with Cannonier though. What about you?
Yeah, man. You already know I got 3 units on Canada, minus 175. I like him a lot here, man. I easily could have maxed bet him, but I want to have better money management. And I know a lot of people out there saying that, he doesn't have any wrestling, Jan only loses the wrestlers. But I don't think he needs wrestling here, man. I mean, he's a better striker out there for sure. He doesn't get hit, and he has very good movement, man. I mean, he's fast for the division too. Like I said, he does not get hit that much, really. And Jan likes to brawl and all this stuff, but I mean, dude, Jan, in my opinion, is a fade, bro. I mean, the dude, obviously he beat Devin Clark last fight, but that's Devin Clark. I mean, I think Devin Clark's kind of a jobber, Devin Clark didn't even get a takedown that fight. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jan took him down too, and then hurt him with the kick to the body, and then got that standing choke. Then went life and death with Pat Cummings. I mean, come on, dude, you can't even finish a guy with like Pat Cummings. Like that dude is the worst team in the division by far, And let's talk about Cannon real quick. So he makes his debut against Sean Jordan at heavyweight, and I know he lost by TKO, but Sean Jordan's like one of the strongest dudes at heavyweight. The dude bench presses like 600 pounds. The former football player, that's okay, man. I mean, he shouldn't have fought a heavyweight. Then he fought Cyril Hasker heavyweight right after that and smoked him. Then it's light heavyweight debut against Ion. I mean, in my opinion, was a good fight. I mean, Ion took him down about 5 times, but Ion didn't do anything on top. I mean, Jared showed good defense on the ground, and then he actually took him down too. He won the last 2 rounds, and I mean, dude, he took a 2 Ion, dude. I mean, Ion gassed out, and Cannon, bro, just let loose on him. His right hook is very good. I mean, he has good combinations. He rips to the body, good kicks, and I believe he's going to be the fastest strike out here, man. I know Glover took him down at will, but that's Glover. Jan does not have the Glover grappling at all. And here, like you said, he hurt Glover on the feet. And then in his last fight against Nick, obviously, I think Nick is a jobber. I mean, he's making his debut on short notice, but the dude has a chin, bro. I mean, that punishment that he was taking, bro, I mean, it was a clinic. A lot of people are like, oh, we should have finished him in the first round. That was a 3-round domination for Cannon. I mean, Cannon won that fight easily, in my opinion. That was like a 2018 going to the 3rd round. Cannon smoked him. I just think, like I said, there's levels of this on the feet, and I think Jan's too slow, and I think they both have good chins. I will say Jan has a good chin, but I think Cannon gets hit less. Like I said, his movement, the way he strikes and everything. He just doesn't get hit that much, bro. And Jan gets hit a lot. I mean, the freaking Igor, bro, hurt him in that fight, man. That's Igor. I know he took down Igor, but we'll see what happens, man. I'm more worried about if Jan can get a takedown here. I don't think he can, though. But on the feet, I just believe that, Cannon's a better striker, the faster striker, has more weapons on the feet. And hit that right hand, man, is money. So I got Cannon here all day, 3 units in minus 175. And we'll see what happens, man. But, yeah, man, I think Cannon's going to get either a knockout or a late finish. Jan has very bad cardio. The guy gasses every fight. And Cannon's cardio is very good. So, and one more thing I want to mention, too. Cannon used to train in Alaska. And, I think he trained part-time at MMA Lab. He actually moved to MMA Lab last fight against Nick. That was his first full training camp there. Now he lives there. And, yeah, now he trains at MMA Lab. I know he trains with a lot of smaller guys, but, he said in the interview he likes it because, that's why he's a lot faster than a lot of guys in the division because he trains with smaller guys. So we'll see what happens, but I got Cannon here all day. So you always had a fake
Let me say something, though.
Go ahead.
It's pretty good that he moved down and actually started training full-time at MMA Lab instead of Alaska. Stepped up his training camp. That's a good sign. And this fight's not going to be this fight's going to be standing, bro. These guys are not going to go for takedowns. They're gonna stand and fucking trade. So I don't think you got to worry about the wrestling. I think Cannon's probably going to get the win. Send Jan out the door. All right, call the next fight.
All right, so the first fight of the main card, we got Glover Teixeira versus Misha Cirkunov. This is a pass, in my opinion, but, I think it's a pretty good fight to watch. Misha got his life changed against Volkan in his last fight. So it was like 30 seconds. I actually think I had Misha in a parlay. I'm pretty sure I did. I had nothing to say about that. And then, Glover's coming off a 5-round fight with, I believe, the Lawler. I think he got knocked out in that 5th round. But and then before that, I think he lost. Before that, he beat Cannon. I think he lost the Rumble. But I'm pretty sure, I think Teixeira is a better striking here. We'll see. They both have good ground games, so I feel like it's going to be, on the feet. But I just think that Teixeira is, has the better chin. I feel like that Cirkunov is going to be, a little more. I feel like he's more on his way out, So, you could say that about Teixeira too. I just think Teixeira has more power and the better chin. So, I'll have to go Teixeira. But it wouldn't surprise me if Cirkunov, hurt him on the feet and got a sub. But I don't know what's going to happen, bro. This is one of those pass fights. But, Teixeira's a plus 140. So it's a dog or pass. But I would never bet Misha Cirkunov ever again, in my opinion, unless he's fighting like
I know
Mike Pyle or something. So yeah, I got Glover Teixeira by a 1st round KO. What about you?
Yeah, I got Glover too, but I'm not confident at all enough to put money in it. Just because I feel like Glover's a little bit too old. He's kind of on his way out, if you ask me. So, but I do think Glover has a better chin here. Misha just got knocked out by Volkan, the GOAT. So, he's a fade. But other than that, he's been looking pretty solid in the UFC. His ground game is no joke. It might slightly be better than Glover's, but I'm probably gonna have to go Glover and pass Hughes just because like Glover's a little bit too old. He looked very good against Cannonier, but that's Cannonier. Cannonier has no ground game. Misha probably could get the takedowns. Win that way. But I just think he's a little bit too athletic. Glover's a little too old, man. So, but like you said, dog or pass from betting perspective, and not confident enough to bet on Glover. Next fight. This is going to be a pretty sick fight. It's going to be Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Mike Perry. Both of these guys like to stand and trade. They like to throw bombs. Santiago Ponzinibbio, he's more of a boxer kind of guy. Mike Perry, I think he kind of has more Muay Thai. He uses his knees, his elbows, has more tools on the feet. Ponzinibbio is a little bit more of a technical. He has a little bit more better technique, but like everybody knows, Mike Perry has a little bit more power. and got those devastating shots. Ponzinibbio is known for poking people in the eyes and poked Ricky-Taleb, poked what's his name, Gunny, and man, he fucking murked Gunny though. Gotta give him props for that one. And when he fought Ricky-Taleb, that was a war, man. So I don't know. I think if he fights like that, I think Mike Perry can catch him and can hurt him. So I'm gonna have to go with Perry. I think if he can get the clinch, he can put Santiago in a lot of trouble. He needs to close the distance and get close. I think he'll have the advantage in the clinch. What about you?
Yeah, man, I got 3 units on Perry at plus 165. And yeah, man, I believe that, Ponzi is the better striker here, but I feel like, his brawling style is going to play right into Perry's, game plan. I mean, Perry has the better power here for sure. The guy might have the, the heaviest hands in the division besides Woodley. And yeah, man, I think Ponzi, I think he has a decent chin, but the dude's, been knocked out twice. I know Perry's been knocked out in an amateur fight a long time ago, but I mean, the dude is a gamer, bro. The dude just takes punishment and then, bites down his mouthpiece and, throws more. Like you said, he's very good in the clinch. I think his grappling, is, underrated. I mean, I don't think he's going to go out there and take him down, but I think if it hits the mat, I think Perry could have the advantage for sure. Obviously, he's going to be on the feet, though, 3 rounds on the feet. But, yeah, man, Ponzi, in my opinion, he's a dirty fighter, man. I mean, I know he knocked out Gunner, but, I mean, that eye poke before, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I know how to bet on Gunner there, but still, though, I mean, eye poke Talib or Talib, eye poke Gunner, I thought, for a second, I thought Perry, might be the faster striker than, I thought about it. And I talked to a couple people out there, one of my boys. But, yeah, Ponzi might be the faster person, the faster striker out of the two. But I don't think it matters, man, because, he has a very good jab. But the dude just, like I said, he brawls. And I'm telling you, man, I don't care if he's the more technical striker. Perry, man, hits like a truck, dude. And I think Perry's going to get a knockout here, man. I mean, I think, like you said, the clinch and all this, but we'll see what happens, man. But, I do think that Mike Perry, man, I know a lot of people are saying the whole Joban thing and all that. And, obviously Ponzi's a better striker than Joban, but I think he learned his lesson from that, I don't know, man. I know he beat Ellenberger too. And a lot of people were saying that Ellenberger was smashing him. I mean, I think Ellenberger might have won the first round, but I don't know, man. Obviously, he looked a little more like, technical out there. He wasn't like brawling like he always does. And I really wanted him to fight Alves last fight, but he fought that jobber, and he knocked him out in like 2 minutes. But yeah, man, I just think, Perry hits harder, and I think he's going to connect with that chin. And, both these guys are going to be brawling. I feel like the guy with the better chin, the guy that hits harder is going to connect first. So I got Perry, man, by a second round knockout.
Yeah, I want Ponzi's not gonna do like what Joe Ban did and just like kick and run. I think Joe Ban's kicks was the reason why Mike Perry had trouble with him. Joe Ban was able to use his keep him at bay with those kicks. But with Ponzi, I don't think he's gonna have that issue because Ponzi's a boxer. So he needs to get in closer. So I think Perry's going to be able to get in range better, land those heavy shots.
Yeah, man. I mean, oh, good. I understand like the angle that people. Sorry. It's okay. I understand the angle. Like people are talking about Ponzi, being the better striker and all this and the Joban thing. But yeah, man. Like I already mentioned like 100 times, I just think Perry hits harder, bro. So and I think he has a better chin. So. All right, man. So the co-main event, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
We got Ricardo Lamas versus Josh Emmett. And, yeah, I have 3 units, man, on the underdog here, Emmett, at plus 230. I know you're going to talk about it later, but I know I bet Jason Knight, against Ricardo Lamas. And, I'll let you talk about that later. But, yeah, man, how Lamas changed his life and all that. But I think Josh Emmett, man, is, a pretty, I think he's good, man. I mean, I think 145 is the best weight class for him. I know he's fought at 145 before, and he said, after last fight that, his plan all along was to fight at 145. The John Tuck fight was, impressive. I mean, he won the first 2 rounds in the last fight, he broke his pinky, and he just didn't throw that much and, kind of ran away. But the dude broke his pinky, and what do you expect, And then after that, he beat Scott Holtzman, dropped him, took him down. Then he, fought who do you fight? The dude that fought Rustam Kavlov. What's his name? Because I bet on him too. Damn it, I'm drawing a blank. Who do you fight?
Who?
I'm like forgetting right now. Oh, Desmond Green, I think. Yeah, Desmond Green. That was a close fight, very close fight. It could have gone either way, in my opinion. But yeah, man, Emmett had 4 knockdowns versus Arantes in the first round. Dude, he has a huge speed advantage at 145. He's going to be the faster guy than a lot of people. He throws bombs. And one thing that I like about this, too, is that, Alpha Male, they've beaten Ricardo Lamas twice, with Danny Castillo and Chad Mendes. They know how to game plan. They know how to beat Ricardo Lamas. And I really think that blitz and his speed and his power is going to be too much for Ricardo Lamas. Lamas has been knocked out 3 times, okay? I know I was wrong with that with Jason Knight. But Jason Knight, I mean, I should have known the guy doesn't have power like that. He really doesn't, Emmett has power, bro. I mean, Arantes has never been dropped in a fight in his life. Okay, he's never been hurt in a fight in his life, never been knocked out. And then Emmett goes out there and drops him 4 times in the first round. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, Arantes is no jobber, dude. I mean, Emmett made him look like a 12 and 14 fighter out there. So I do think Lamas, is no slouch. Obviously, the guy has been in the top, for a while. But he hasn't fought in the best dudes. I mean, besides Max, and Max just bushed him for 3 rounds. He fought Diego. He fought Knight, which it was a good performance. He definitely changed Knight's life, but he hasn't fought a fast guy like Josh Emmett. And when he fought Chad Mendes, got knocked out in the first round. So I believe that Emmett's gonna. I think Emmett has good cardio too, and I know he was kind of gassing at 155, but his cardio looked good at 145 in his debut. I think he can win a decision or he can get a knockout here. So I'm going with Emmett with a first round knockout. And I think, he's going to definitely make, some huge leaps in that division. But Emmett's no slouch, bro. Good wrestler, good chin. And his movement, bro, is very good. The guy doesn't get hit that much, man. And his right hand's serious, bro, and his left hand. The dude throws bombs, bro. So I got Josh Emmett. What about you?
Come on, bro. I gotta stick with my boy Ricardo Lamas. Us Ricardo's gotta stick together, bro. And dude, Josh Emmett dude, this is way too soon for him. He's not that good. He makes mistakes, and Ricardo Lamas is gonna capitalize on him. He's a basic alpha male bitch, bro. He does the same shit that all the alpha males do. He has the overhand right, and he's got good wrestling. I think Ricardo Lamas is a better grappling and better striking. He's not fighting fucking Chad Mendes, bro. Chad Mendes fought Jose Aldo for the fucking championship title and gave him a pretty good run for his money. Chad Mendes is one of the best 145ers for around that when he beat Lamas. So
what about Castillo?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago. How long ago was that?
A while ago. What about Yuri Alcantara or Yuri, bro? He
got knocked out by Yuri at that time, but that was when Yuri was beast, man. He's not Yuri, so I think Yuri's better.
Charles Oliveira took this guy down, bro. Josh Emmett has better wrestling than Oliveira. I'll tell you that right now.
I think Oliveira has better grappling.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Emmett can smother him if he gets him on the ground and stay out of submissions.
I think Lamas has better grappling than Emmett for sure. If Emmett does get a takedown, I think Lamas will be able to get up. Lamas has a pretty good guillotine, man, and it's no joke. And I think he can catch it. I think Emmett is gonna be too much too soon. It's for him. So Lamas is gonna teach him a lesson, and his fight against Desmond Green sucked, man. He's boring. It was like I said, I think he's basic. He's easy to plan against. He has the overhand right and good wrestling.
He looked very good in his debut, though, man, in the weight class he should be in. So
He looked good at 145, but and I actually like Emmett a lot, but he burned me against Desmond Green, and I see some holes in his game, and I think Lamas is going to be able to capitalize them. He's going up against the elite people in the division, where you can't make any mistakes.
yeah, but what about the speed? Like, he hasn't fought in a guy that's this fast with like power in a while, man.
I don't think his speed is that much of an advantage.
Can he take Emmett down? I don't think so, dude.
Why not?
I don't think so, man.
I think he can. Didn't Desmond Green take him down?
I think he took Desmond Green down.
I don't know, I think Lamas has got one of the best grappling. He's got one of the best grappling in the division as well. He was able to.
No, he took him down. Green took him down once. I forget. He took him down once. But that's Desmond Green, bro. Come on.
So this is Lamas. Lamas is fucking ranked number 4 in the division.
Green's a way bigger guy than Ricardo Lamas.
Green was making his debut.
D1 wrestler, too.
All right, whatever. But still, Lamas is one of the. I think Lamas is good grappling, dude. Are you trying to say Lamas doesn't have good grappling?
Oh, no. Lamas is the better grappler. I just think that he can keep it on the feet and then, with the speed and get a knockout. And I think Emmett could take him down. I don't think Lamas can take him down, but if Emmett takes him down, he needs to be aware, of Lamas' ground game because he does have the better ground game. But, I just think he can keep it on the feet and really hurt him with that movement and that speed and that power, It's not like he gasses either. So, I think he could win a decision or he can get a first-round knockout.
I don't know, man. I think Lamas has more. I think Lamas is going to get the win. He's a vet, experienced vet. Emmett's kind of old. He's good, but I don't think he's going to be that good. And like I said, too soon.
All right, man. Call the next one.
Lawler versus Dos Anjos. I got Dos Anjos in this one. I think Lawler's been through too many wars. And RDA is looking like a beast in the 170 division. He smoked. What's that fucking guy's name? Neil Magny. He smoked him, man. And the only thing that's stopping me from betting Dos Anjos right now is that he didn't look too hot against Tarek Safadine. If he would have smoked Safadine the way he smoked Magny, I'll bet him too. But this win against Magny kind of scared me because Magny it could have been some fluke ass win because Magny fell to a fucking leg kick and then he just got pounded out in half guard. Dos Anjos ended up like just passing and choking him out. So I don't know if Dos Anjos can get Lawler to the ground. I think Lawler is going to be in trouble. It seems like I think 155 is a fucking tough ass division. Dos Anjos is looking good at 170. If he gets close to even money, I might have to take a shot on him. But right now, I'm going to go Dos Anjos, get the win. Lawler's been through too many wars. He looked good against Cowboy, but that was only he didn't even look that good. And that's against Cowboy, who I think, in my opinion, is on his way out as well. Look, Cowboy got murked against Darren Till. So I think Darren Till would fucking murk Lawler as well, though. But yeah, Lawler's on his way out. He's been through too many wars. I'm going with Dos Anjos.
Yeah, I'm not really confident in my pick, but I'm going to have to go the other way and pick Lawler. I think he's the faster guy. I believe that, he has more power. I think he has the better striking, too. I do believe that RDA has a better grappling. If RDA gets takedowns, I'll be nervous, but I'm not betting, Robbie. I'll have Robbie on DraftKings, but yeah, I don't know if Robbie's on his way out, but I feel like RDA might be a little too small for 170. I know he beat Safadine and Magny, but I don't know, man. We'll see how RDA hangs with like the big guys, you know. But I think there's a couple guys. There's quite a few guys that could beat RDA in the division. I mean, I know RDA got smoked against Eddie Alvarez, but I mean, you know, Lawler got knocked out against Tyron Woodley, you know, and then the Cowboy fight could have gone either way. But yeah, I just think that Robbie connects, and you know, that Blitz is gonna. I just think he has more power, and he's gonna get a first round finish. But I'm not confident at all. So I got Robbie. All right, man. So I got 3 plays. I have 3 units on all 3 of them. 3 units on Cannonier at -175. 3 units on Emmett at +235, and then 3 units on Mike Perry at +165. I might have another bet. Ponzi, or not Ponzi, I'm sorry. So we'll see what happens. What about you?
Yeah, I have no plays yet, but I'm thinking about playing Taleb. Maybe Perry and maybe Dos Anjos. Waiting on lines that I like though.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back, I think, in 2 weeks for I think it's UFC 219, Holly Holm versus Cyborg, and I think Jimmy Rivera versus John Winokur. But all right, guys. Hope everyone catches their bets, and let's cash, man. Later, guys.
Peace.